Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Amanda and my purpose in this life is to awaken as many people as I possibly can. And today I want to talk to you guys about twin flames. So there is a lot of stuff out there on the internet about twin flames, and it goes in a lot of different directions as to what your twin flame could be, what it's supposed to look like when you and your twin flame are together, how they're supposed to act, the running and chasing, the union of twin flames, and a lot of other pizzazz that goes into it. And the reason that I'm talking to you guys about this today is because me and my twin flame, or at least the person that I believe is my twin flame, just broke up today. We had been in a relationship, if that's what you want to call it, a situationship, for about 5, maybe, a little longer years now. And we have been through a lot of ups and downs, and it's been excruciatingly painful, I gotta say. But it got a little bit easier when I started learning more about what twin flames were and what the dark night of the soul is. For those of you that don't know, the dark night of the soul is an extremely long period of depression and crying for absolutely no reason other than just to feel the way that you feel when you're crying, the pain. You don't know quite why you feel this way, but you do, and you're attributing it to this other person that is believed to be your twin flame. Your twin flame is your greatest catalyst in this world, and we'll get a little bit deeper into that shortly. But so the dark night of the soul is not a very fun experience. It's just a lot of blubbering. It's very sad, and I would not wish that upon anybody, but I can tell you that it was a very great eye-opening experience, and that is what it is meant to be. So me and my twin flame, we have been through heck and hell. And I really don't even know where to start with this. Like, there's just so much that I want to talk about. But the reason that we broke up is because I just finally accepted that it was never going to be the lovey-dovey relationship that I wanted out of a relationship. I still love him, but I'm just never going to have what I want out of that. A twin flame relationship is very mellow, very undefined. It's very wavy at times, and it has its great moments, but it has its not so great moments. And I know that there's more out there for me. I've learned a lot about myself lately, and I know that I will be okay. But there was a lot of running and chasing. I obviously did a lot of the chasing. Things would be great, and then I would start to fall in love with him again, and he would run away, which is what twin flames do. And he popped up at some of the weirdest times and did some of the weirdest things, and I went through an entire phase of looking into narcissists and narcissism in personality disorders, and that led me down a rabbit hole that I'll get into another time. But twin flames are not some charismatic love story like a lot of people make it out to be. Honestly, if you've never had a dark night of the soul experience with this person, or even something close to it, they're probably not your twin flame. They're probably just a soulmate. And you have a lot of soulmates in this lifetime. Not all relationships. Some could just be friendships. It could be your mom. Like, there's no defining who is going to be a soulmate. But a twin flame is literally the other half of your soul. So when you came down into this 3D reality, your soul was split in two, because the 3D reality that we live in is a dualistic reality. So there has to be up for there to be down. There has to be day for there to be night. There has to be hot for there to be cold. And there has to be a masculine for there to be a feminine energy that is the twin flame saga, the two halves of the one whole, the yin and the yang. The only purpose for the two of you even existing on this planet is just simply that, for you to exist. It's not meant for you guys to be together, although when twin flames do come into union, which has actually been happening a lot more in these past years, especially with coming into the age of Aquarius, it's just simply a learning experience, like everything is in this reality. But like I was saying before, your twin flame is your greatest catalyst. So the soul will never validate itself to you. Let me just start with that. But your twin flame is always going to mirror you. That's why there's a lot of chasing and running. So you're chasing them, which is kind of it's a push and a pull. You're chasing them and it's pushing them in the other direction. It's like a magnet. And when you're not neutral, when you're not balanced, when you're putting too much energy and too much emphasis on the whole you guys having to be together, it pushes the other person away. Because the truth of it is you guys are just two halves to one whole, two halves of one soul. So you're technically already together. There is no union. You're already united. It just appears that you're not. So that's why when you chase the external version of this other person, this vessel, it creates that push and that pull. When you go inside of yourself and you become happy with just you, and you stop caring about whether or not this other person is going to be forever in your life, then they come around. And it happens in the weirdest of ways, and that happened to me. I stopped caring at a certain point, and he just showed up in my life again one day with all these love confessions. And it was the most beautiful, most romantic thing. And I honestly couldn't believe it. But because I had already been through so much with him and learned so much, it was really hard for me to accept him as this loving, intimate man that is trying to be all over me, when before he only wanted something to do with me when it was convenient for him, or when I was finally over it. But even though it's that way some of the time with him wanting to be all over me, it's not that way all of the time, because I'm a very loving person. I'm very lovey-dovey. I want to have intimate moments quite often, and I want candid pictures and to be bragged about on social media, and all that stupid, goofy, lovey stuff that anybody would want, to be honest with you. But when I get into those moods and I try to seek that from him, he gets distant, and it's because I'm out of balance. I'm not being neutral. I'm seeking something from an external person that is the other half of me. I'm not looking inside of myself. And even though I know that I'm supposed to do that, it's hard, because I want that external love as well. Like, I am happy with myself. I'm perfectly content being all by myself. I don't care whether or not he's around. But when he is around, I see the version of him that is in the 3D, and I want to be close to that. Trying to be close to that when it's external to me pushes my other half away. I know I've said this a couple times now, but I'm just trying to reiterate it for anybody who hasn't gotten the picture yet. But so I decided that I just couldn't handle it anymore. I had to break the relationship off because not that I've found anybody else, not that I'm actively looking for anybody else or anything like that, but I want the type of love that I can't get from my twin flame. And it's not that I will ever stop loving him. Will always love him. I always have love for him. I always have. And, I don't think there's ever going to be a point where I don't miss him or care about him. He is also the father of my youngest child. And I don't know if he's going to be around for my son now that we've broken up. I hope that he is. And I hope that, we can still be friends. But right now, he's upset. And I get it. But I had to do what was right for me. And a lot of people, when they get as far as I have in learning about their spiritual awakening and learning about twin flames, they also decide that they don't want to be in that mellow relationship. They want love. They deserve love. They know that they have a lot of love to give and that they have a lot of love to receive. So it ends sometimes, and it sucks. And I didn't want to end the relationship with him. I had hoped that our relationship could progress to a point where he, saw past the twin flame thing. Because I've tried to explain it to him, but it's really hard for the non-awakened twin to understand that sort of stuff sometimes. And you can't really push it on them, even if you want to. Trust me, I tried. But I just basically, wanted to vent about this because it is bothering me a little bit. But as all of you who have been on my channel before know, I like to go off of personal experience when I talk about stuff like this. These are my spiritual TED Talks. So I wanted to lay this one out there for everybody. I hope that you learned something from this. Please leave comments in the comment section if you have questions or if you have other video requests. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share the videos, guys. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.